what stands
There's a
you are
practice.
talking about a situation where he is under treatment, but medically there is no possibility of his going back to normal life or going back to life.
Not one suggestion. He is in a state where he is incapable of taking a decision.
Incapable of taking a decision.
Right
now the family members take.
Yes.
In our society, there are circumstances where old people who are our elders and their blessing should continue forever for us. Sometimes in some families become unwanted, and this may not be misused by the family member. So there has to be some cushion, my lord, so that whatever he says is true. As a matter of fact, my lord, I know of a very senior, eminent lawyer, my lord, eminent advocate in Gujarat. He was detected with cancer. He said, I don't wish to be treated. We were like children to him. His contemporaries also went. We also went to persuade him. And his idea, his answer was, now it's his call.
Well, I'll explain what it's an interesting point. Lord, all of us have to ultimately meet our maker. Now, to give an example using the singular pronoun, I can today, this is a matter regarding advance directive or what is called living will. But before Lordship sees that, I'll just give a broad outline of what this is. Today, I can make a declaration stating that if I happen to be in a coma or if I'm not in a chance of recovery or I'm brain dead, etc., then please don't have any intervention, no life support system. I'd like to die with dignity rather than suffer the eating of so many things. Also, the family is put to the avoiding embarrassment of spending huge amounts, etc. So I do it. So this is a concept accepted in different parts of the country. So finally, we placed this matter before the court. And what happened was the court issued directions, which ultimately turned out to be unworkable because after the direction, we spoke to a number of doctors. Now, basically, what the Constitution Bench has said is this. Suppose tomorrow I sign an advance directive. So today, let's say on the Dasara holidays, I have to go before a judicial magistrate first class. I must say, I, Arvind Datar, etc., make a declaration that in the event of my, don't use I XYZ, sorry. My apologies. I XYZ make a declaration. I have to make it before the judicial magistrate first class that don't have any life support system. Now the XYZ's time ultimately comes maybe 10 years later, 11 years later. That time, what the court says is, suppose he's admitted, let's say, in Apollo Hospital, Chennai. Then a team of doctors in Apollo Hospital must certify that there is no hope of recovery. This person is brain dead or he's not able to live. That's first stage one. Now, then the matter is referred to the collector. Then the collector has to constitute another board of independent doctors who will take a second opinion. After the second opinion, it has to again go to a judicial magistrate first class who has to personally come to the hospital where Mr. XYZ is and certify that it can be withdrawn. But we took these directions. I personally discussed the matter with 2-3 leading doctors from Chennai, and I also spoke to 2 doctors from Bombay. They said this is unworkable. You can't have a system. Suppose a person, let's say, is in Apollo Hospital. He's an 85-year-old man. He has signed a living will that his life support system should be taken away. Now, you can't expect Apollo to constitute a committee. They can. But then that matter has to refer to the collector of Chennai. The collector of Chennai then constitutes this independent medical board. That medical board has a second opinion. That is then again taken to the judicial magistrate. He must come to Apollo Hospital, see Mr. XYZ and say he's now life support can be withdrawn. So what we have done is, each of the directions issued by the Honorable Supreme Court, on the basis of discussion with doctors, we have suggested how it should be amended. That's the thing. But in fact, what happened was the court said that.
So who are the respondents in your case?
Union of India.
Only.
But they filed a counter saying that these suggestions are not suitable.
Right.
I thought that they.
Next of kin has that choice. Unfortunate choice.
Very difficult choice.
Very difficult.
Very difficult choice.
It's available with the next of kin. And any person can refuse treatment. As of now, as the law stands now.
But this basically
if somebody is very unwell and he chooses not to go to hospital or to any doctor, no one can compel him or her to go. That is the law. What stands now.
There's a
You are talking about a situation where he is under treatment, but medically there is no possibility of his going back to normal life
But
or going back to life,
one suggestion, he is in a state where he is incapable of taking a decision.
incapable of taking
Yeah.
a decision.
Or rather,
Right now, the family members take.
Yes.
So you want him to take that decision in advance.
So XYZ today says, so let's say XYZ is, let's say, 70 years old. Now he's going to make a will. He's going to make a will bequeathing his property. He also makes a declaration there that in the event of my coming to a situation where I have to be put on life support system, the Lordship is right. We have all relatives who say, please don't do all this. I would like to go peacefully. I don't want too many surgeries, etc. So I can make a statement before the judicial magistrate first class that we are willing to accept. If they want a safeguard, we can have it. But this multiple committees of doctors, reference to collector.
One committee can't be a one committee.
One committee is
The
a-
doctor examine it, then the magistrate and all.
The collector.
Can't one committee at the one go take a decision? And if suppose he is not capable in taking it so can't be the first kin to that person.
But
is he a man?
Lordship suggestion excellent.
I'm not-
One committee of doctors plus the kin can also.
Consolidated. Yes, one committee.
No, this is, I have
Because
not
you
seen
can't
the,
keep the line pending for long because you don't know at what point of time he might collapse. So he has to take a decision at the first go. One committee.
the earliest.
The earliest. One committee constituting all magistrates independence of the committee and the government also keep a check over it. And the first kin to that person.
Son,
Let's
daughter,
take it
whatever.
on.
Yeah.
One kin, whatever. The magistrate takes a decision. And we-
not,
No, the magistrate will be difficult because let's say a place like
whatever it
a
possible.
judicial magistrate first class. Now let's say Delhi or it's Madras. Where is it? Egmore? Is it this or Bombay? So is it Powai or is it Andheri or is it Bandra? Who knows? It's very difficult.
In the judgment dated 9/3/2018, A to E, 5 directions have been told. All directions are there in that judgment.
Yes, which I have tabulated.
That is in page number 13.
Yes. So we just wanted to see if Lordship is
So
willing
this is actually an application in
to modify the.
matter, to modify.
Yes. Yes.
Usual application, but now it has made its way to the constitution bench. Because
No,
it was
because
decided by the
Constitution bench. No, the only thing is,
What is the ambit-
having speaking to the doctors, as my Lord Justice Rastogi suggested, why have multiple committees? But let it not be that person's. See, let somebody responsible take a decision.
What is the stand of the government?
I have not, my lord, had that benefit of going through the affidavit, but forget the affidavit. This is a human problem, my lord. And, my lord, people do face such problem. And we also know, my lord, all of us, many people who would say that if I meet this kind of a fate where I am almost going, don't insert things in my body, etc., etc. So, my lord, this needs examination. The only concern, my lord, which is again my concern, I have not discussed with the government, but the concern was, my lord, even during euthanasia, etc., that in our society there are circumstances where old people who are our elders and their blessing should continue forever for us, sometimes in some families become unwanted, and this may not be misused by the family member. So there has to be some cushion, my lord, so that whatever he says is true. As a matter of fact, my lord, I know of a very senior, eminent lawyer, my lord, eminent advocate in Gujarat. He was detected with cancer. He said, I don't wish to be treated. We were like children to him. His contemporaries also went. We also went to persuade him. And his idea, his answer was, now it's his call. I don't want him to tell me that you have to be dragged. I want to tell him that I came gracefully the moment you called. I don't want to trouble my family. I don't want to trouble this body because with treatment, maybe I live 3-4 years more, but I don't want to be dragged. So there are several reasons why a person would not like to subject himself to such agony and subject the family to agony. So I can sit with the government and there's some way can be found. This
Also
cannot.
essentially domain of legislature,
Correct.
possibly.
No, this is like a 142 Vishaka situation till the government makes a situation.
Till the legislation falls.
No, when I spoke to doctors in Bombay and Madras also, many families can be financially ruined because the person is in coma, ICU endlessly, nobody is taking a decision, then what happens?
But that family can take the decision.
You know,
That
the,
point of
see, my lord, the difficulty
When to
harsh.
pull out, when to pull out the
The ventilator.
ventilator, that rests.
No, this guideline doesn't say
My lord, the harsh reality, I can tell your lordships. And again, my lord, leaving the brief aside, as a human problem I'm saying this. But I have seen cases where the doctor says that a day or two on ventilation will survive the person. But the ventilation charges are very high. And there was, my lord, a fight amongst brothers who will share them. And it was decided that better not to put him on a ventilator. And some of our, my lord, friends and group, my lord, we collected the money and the man survived. My lord, leaving it to the next of the kin might be counterproductive also. There has to be, my lord, some way out so that this is not misused. And the wish of the person not to be subjected to any undignified way of forced survival is, my lord, respect.
Both survival and also forced departure.
Yes. Yeah, both will have to be balanced.
Yes.
So
But I know
can we
cases
have
where
it on
people
the
have-
23rd? Because we have
Yes,
put
yes,
that other matter
yes.
on 23rd.
Yeah, they're not. Lord,
So.
This can be, but I'll in the meanwhile.
tell the learned solicitor, Lord, there is an order passed on 22/1/2020. Unfortunately, it came just before COVID and then everything got derailed.
What I'll do is, what I
This is
suggest
one
is,
meeting is undertaken
Courtmaster.
to have a look at it.
what I'm suggesting is, not,
There's an
forget the
order,
order.
joint meeting. There's an order of the court.
Okay. I was suggesting that. I didn't know this.
Just to see that.
Otherwise, I'll call the officers. I'll invite Mr. Datar also
Yes.
at my place. I'll call the officers also. We'll have a joint meeting. But maybe they have some concerns, some apprehensions which can be
So it
taken
will
care
be
of.
better because
Yes, yes.
hearing
This is not a
No,
matter.
we'll
should not be a matter. This is not adversary.
It cannot be adversary. It's
Cannot be adversary.
my friend is right. They could be a case of a misuse. But they could many cases where it would be great relief.
correct.
Great relief.
Sir,
Yes,
When
third
The
of-
earlier case, Mr.
Earlier
Bhushan
case-
said it'll get over faster. Let us speak in
That's right. We just put it on that day. For some reason that doesn't happen.
24th,
So.
Mr. Bhushan's matter, your lordships have kept it on.
23rd. This will be after that.
23rd. So immediately.
Immediately after Jallikattu.
Exactly. So whatever is listed on 23rd. This on 23rd. Just say nothing.
And Lord, I've just given the guidelines issued by the court. What is the problem after discussing with doctors and what could be the modified? Lordship may just think of some safeguard. My Lord may also, your Lordship may come up with some new idea also. We don't know. Your Lordship also may come with some thoughts because all of it is a problem which affects all of us.
And we have seen experiences on either way, as my learned friend is right, that benefits are more, misuse may be few and far between, but even one misuse would be a murder, virtually.
Yes, yes.
It would be.
Just for getting in the middle.
Mr. Datar,
Yes, Lord.
I'm just reminded, you said ideas. There was a very interesting film, I should say, and the title of the film was Whose Life Is It Anyway?
Anyway, yes.
You might have seen it, that sculptor who was confined to bed. I think it would be an interesting film to see.
In the
Those
vacation.
who have not seen it in the context of the debate that we have. Whose life is it anyway?
And Lordship, there was a recent
No, there was a-
there's a Switzerland has assisted, Lordship mentioned assisted dying. Switzerland has
Udar.
assisted dying.
Yes.
So an Australian was 103 years old. He went there and he said, I want to hear my favorite music for the last time, and then they administer the.
Even Malad, the Jainas,
But we are not
because
concerned.
that's the subject matter in this board, therefore I will not elaborate much. But Jains have, Malad, the system of Santhara. That is, Malad, the highest form of detachment from the body.
That is still something different.
That's something different, no, not comparable, my lord. And Bertrand Russell, my lord, apropos, my lords, there is a beautiful article written by him, Right to Commit Suicide. My lord, he also says, it's my life. Who are you concerned? How are you concerned with? If I don't like my watch, I might even as well throw it in the ocean. Why can't I do that with my life? That's the theme of his article. One may agree, one may not agree, but very well put.
Lord, in fact, an old judge of the Madras High Court said this is one case where the offense is not punishable, but the attempt to commit the offense is
Offensive, yeah, that is right.
That's it. But the constitution has been upheld.
Yes. In fact, there was another question, full bench of Madras High Court.
Many of these cases of suicide can be really put down to mental health issues.
Yes, yeah, very true. Very
A lot
true.
of people die by suicide because they reach a stage where they are properly counseled.
They could have,
They could be brought back.
There are some helplines now
Yes, yes.
where you can
Everywhere,
immediately dial the
everywhere.
number. Helplines are there. But Lordship is right. Young people, Lord,
Oh,
the
yes.
mid 30s, 40s.
they know, and that again, my lord, maybe I may not find, my lord, much takers of this view. That's because of, my lord, the family shrinking.
Absolutely.
Because Because if I am in depression,
Yes.
my brother,
Nobody
my
can
father,
talk with-
Yes.
there is somebody who will
And
push
that's
my.
the system works very well.
Now a two member, 3 member family, there are no friends, only virtual friends. I have, for example, a person has 5,000 friends on online,
WhatsApp friends.
WhatsApp friends. There is no his neighbor also to talk to. These are one of the issues.
But in fact, let's just say in a lighter vein that HUF is only in the Income Tax Act now. Manoj.
That's correct. Practically, it is only income.
It is, it is.
All right.
Grateful.
Well, the Lordship may say, the order says have a joint meeting. My friend can give a date immediately after Dasra holidays, the Lordship.
We the year for that we may not trouble the court. We'll coordinate.
You're not putting it down.
You are always welcome. Anytime I'll call the officers on that day.
All right. So what is this? 505?